Hello, you're watching Photolearningism and I'm Nate Sorello. I wanted to actually just give this a test drive because I've never actually done this before and I, in truth, have no idea how this is coming through, what it sounds like, what I sound like, or how this is really going to come out. I'm just kind of winging this and giving this a try to see what it's like. So, my thanks to you for watching. This is a new experience for me. I hope we learned something together. I'm going to be looking at some pictures that I took a couple weeks ago of fall foliage, and I'm going to be just walking through my technique of how I edit things and work on them in Paint.net. So let's just kick right into it, shall we? Well, that's my SoundCloud, and I'm in myself. So the picture I really wanted to work on today is actually here. Let's fire that up. This usually takes a minute because loading raw just takes a while, at least on this computer. In a few moments we'll get that going. You know, there are certain kinds of people that can just fill the time with certain kinds of talk, and I just find that I'm not usually one of those people, but I'll do my best and hopefully it'll be interesting for you. So either way, hopefully we'll learn something. So here we go. So first thing, it does look a little bit dark. So I would like to take the opportunity to brighten that up. And a simple way to do that in Paint.net is to make some extra layers of this and set it to additive. So already we can see that coming into life a little bit. And what I like to do with my pictures particularly is I like to create kind of a pseudo Hdr effect. And the way you do that in Paint.net is you first have to add an additive layer to bring out the brights and the vibrance of it and merge that in with something. And then you have to create another layer effect that's called burn. Color burn, actually. And what happens is that that just starts to bring out more of the picture after you've added in the really bright highlights. These are the opposite end of the spectrum, the darker highlights that really kind of give it some more feeling and depth and almost some more mystery. Looking pretty good. I'm going to merge that in and see if I can step that up just a bit here on the brightness. There. And the last thing I'll typically do, unless I'm going to remove something in this particular photo, it's all leaves and there's no people and I don't really notice any garbage on the ground or really anything stuck in the tree. Sometimes that happens. I took a picture once pointing up into a tree and didn't notice it when I was looking at it that there was actually a kite stuck in the top of the tree, so that was a little bit of work. So sometimes it's just worth taking a poke around here and there, seeing if you may have missed something that you may not want showing up in the final picture, and if that all looks good, then alright. So the last little bit I like to do is to throw on there something called a vignette, which is pretty much just a fancy word for blurred black border around the whole thing. So I'm going to throw one of those on and maybe tweak that up just a little bit around. So I don't want it to feel like it's oppressive. I just want it to feel like it's centering you on something. That's kind of the real trick of this. And with this in particular, what you don't want is you don't want to make it overwhelming, but it can add a very nice, almost emotional effect if you don't overdo it. starting to get there. There. The part that I would really like everybody to see when they look at this is when I took this shot, I kind of saw like a tunnel down the trees there. And I really want that to come off in this. And using just a little bit of blackness around the border can help us do that. You can kind of see how it almost starts to emit that without you even really noticing it immediately. That's the cool thing about this. There we go. And there we have it. What I may just do is tweak up vibrance just a hair more. That's kind of the same thing as doing like hue and saturation, but it does have that too in this program, but this is just kind of a more, I don't know, I figure I see it handle the color translation a little better than hue and saturation, so at least as far as Paint.net is concerned, I would say go with Vibrance. It's in one of the plugins that comes out there. Alright, I'm happy with that. I dig it. I hope you do too. And I hope to do more of these and explore to some of the different tools that are in this piece of software. It really is a fantastic tool, Paint.net. There's a lot of plugins out there and a good community of people who still continue to use it and build on it. So definitely try it out if you get the opportunity, if you're looking for something free to try. Photoshop is, of course, the de facto, and that's what I used to use a long time ago, but Adobe stopped selling full licenses. They're using a new model of buy it by the month, and I don't know, just haven't really found the interest in that. I'm not knocking the product. It's still a fantastic product. I just like the idea of free if I can make that work. So have a wonderful evening. We'll be back again with some other content. Take care. Have a good night.